And overnight, the Ukrainian president has challenged Vladimir Putin to sit down for talks as Russia continues to pound major cities. For his analysis, we're joined now by the ABC's former Moscow correspondent, Michael Brissenden. Good morning, Michael. And just that shelling, we have seen what appears to be a change in approach from the Russian military. A lot more artillery used and plenty of civilians being caught up in the process. What's that for?
Well, look, clearly the Russians have decided that they're going to change their tactics after more than a week where things, certainly in the north of the country, haven't been going as well as they thought they would have. They're reverting pretty much to the sort of style of warfare that we've seen Russian troops use in the past, which is pretty indiscriminate bombardment of residential, built-up city areas. I mean, we only need to go back to some of the campaigns that the Russians have been involved in the past to see how they conduct their wars in cities. They basically levelled the city of Grozny in the first Chechen War. Aleppo in Syria was also hit very hard. I think we're going to see a lot more of that, and there is some pretty dramatic footage that's just coming out in the last couple of hours of a town to the north, which we're seeing now. This is Borodyanka, which is about 60 kilometres from Kiev, and a number of big residential apartment buildings have been hit there. Also in the south, we're seeing the Russian advance there going quite well, much better than it is in the north, and they are really putting some heavy bombardment into the town of Mariupol on the Black Sea. So yes, it certainly signals a big shift in the way they're approaching the war.
I was listening to an urban warfare specialist overnight who had been saying that actually this is potentially because the plan is to shell and to both psychologically and physically diminish the local population in preparation for launching more urban warfare.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I think the problem is that the Russian troops, I don't think they really thought through the amount of resistance they were going to get when they went into Ukraine. They, you know, there are all these reports of them actually thinking that they would be greeted as liberators and the like. Also, this big column that they have, the 65-kilometre long column in the north there, that's basically been bogged down through lack of supplies, and we are learning that essentially the campaign was put off until after the Olympics, because China didn't want the Olympics interrupted, and that's left them in a situation where there's a lot of snow melt. It's very difficult going, and it would have been much easier for them had they gone in, you know, a couple of weeks before or even a month before, as they planned to do. So clearly the campaign hasn't gone according to plan, and as we were just saying, there's been a big shift, and I think in the next couple of days we're going to see much more of that.
The Russian president's spoken overnight. What did he have to say? Yeah,
he was. We haven't seen him for a little while, and he basically came out overnight and said that he would never give up on his conviction that Russian and Ukrainian people are one, and that the campaign is going very well. He's clearly trying to. He's also saying he's he's going to continue the process of denazifying Ukraine. He's clearly trying to tell the Russian people, to convince the Russian people that this campaign is about their own security. You know, really President Putin wants to get this campaign over as quickly as possible because it is going to be very, very unpopular. Many Russians have very strong connections to people in Ukraine, and although many of them may not believe Ukraine is a separate sovereign entity, they do have very close ties to Ukraine and Ukrainians, and a protracted conflict like this is not going to be very popular. Also, clearly, the economic sanctions and economic situation in Russia is going to get... the sanctions are going to bite. The economic situation in Russia is going to get very bad very quickly.
Yeah, I think that they already are, based on what we're seeing coming out of Moscow, some people reporting there. We'll leave it there. Michael Brissenden, thanks so much for your analysis this morning.
Pleasure.